A key factor of any horror trailer is the ability to suture, and this means the joining together of two elements. And by having scenes, characters, and storylines that the audience can relate to, it makes them more fearful of the storyline because it is more personal. Bloomler and Katz' use of gratifications theory reinforces this view. They say that the audience uses the media with certain expectations, such as personal identity. This means that people feel that they're able to relate to the situation, and therefore more inclined to be involved in watching, reading, etc. From this I established the use of candles within my trailer, poster, and magazine, which can be seen here, and obviously further into it, and again, and then in my magazine, which is here, used it exactly there, right in the middle of the magazine, and then at the edges of the poster, because I didn't want it to be the main focus. I wanted this particular thing to be the main focus. By using the candles, it would be able to closely relate to any female, maybe even male, because they see it as a source of relaxation and tranquility. It's a social expectation when you see candles. In contrast, the candles can also represent both relaxation but negativity, death, anger, and so it goes against the social stereotype, challenging the norm. From my audience feedback, I established that many people who did fear something would want to watch it in a film and to be able to face up to that fear and could possibly conquer it. From that, I can distinguish that my target audience would be put themselves in an uncomfortable situation of stereotype breaking, for example, in order to watch something that they felt was pushing their boundaries for the purpose of exploration and growth. Bath's narrative codes are prominently used throughout many trailers and films. In my trailer, the action code, where physical action leads to progression in the plot, is used continuously. The scene where the character blows out the candle is an action that leads to darkness, then instantaneously sirens go off and flames appear for the next two scenes, which can be seen here. So it goes from here. By using key action elements to lead into more dramatic action moments, allows the audience to feel a development in the story. When this action stops, like in the cliffhanger at the end, this poses questions in the audience minds and makes them fill the gaps themselves. So obviously, this part here, people want to understand what just happened, and this is just more dramatic. Where did she go? Where did it lead into the darkness? Who was it? Where is the darkness? Is the darkness going to kill her? What is this theme of darkness, and who actually was the one that pulled her? The Don't Be Afraid of the Dark trailer uses this effectively throughout the trailer because it uses short clips that are all fast-paced action, but the rapidness of the cuts in the trailer were too fast according to the results and my own personal opinion, and so I decided to make the clips longer in my trailer to establish the scene more and build up the tension. In my audience feedback, I said in the previous video, which is actually the audience feedback is actually posted in my blog, Scott Thatcher said that the speed of the clips led to an anticlimax because it was too fast for much to be established. So less is not always more in some cases. The soundtracks used within my trailer were typical of a horror trailer and fitted the conventions, but the constant presence of one soundtrack under the rest gave the impression of an underlying fate. Music can mean different things to different people, and they may hear it in a different way, but generally loud noises and rises and drops in pitch create a negative reaction within the context of what's being shown visually as well. There was a combination of three soundtracks: horror music soundtrack, voiceover, and dramatic sounds. Two of them were from the same track, which was taken off of YouTube, which there is a link below, and the other was my voice recorded, plus a group of us did a recording of You're One of Us. I edited the voice over the clips to make the sound more sinister and distorted in sound, and that obviously made it more eerie, as I said in the first video. And I wanted it to reflect the mind of a schizophrenic patient who has voices in their head, which is when the group recording was, you're one of us, you're one of us, you're one of us, and it was as if it was in their head telling them to do things, and you're telling them when normally the voices aren't actually nice. And there's also a blog about schizophrenia.